Hello gang and welcome back to Quiet County, episode 39, which means episode 40 is probably going to be our live stream this week. How exciting. Right, a couple of weeks ago I asked the community on a post on my channel, so if you don't know, sometimes I put up posts and we did a little poll. I'll flash it up now. As of now, this is the results, and it was asking about our upcoming Transport Fever 2 series and what we'd like to do. So do we want to continue Quiet County till done? 23% of you voted on that. Start a fresh series, 29% want a fresh series, and 48% of you want to do both. So we finish Quiet County while starting a new one. So that's exciting too. If you want to go have your say, you can still go have your say over on the post tab on the home screen of my YouTube channel. But as of today, because of the results so far, I am going to start work on a new map so we can start working on that. We've still got a lot to do in Quiet County, so it's not like we're going to be wrapping this up anytime soon. Only because there's a lot of detailing in this series that I want to get done that we haven't done yet. So, and still a lot of connections that have to happen. All right, speaking of connections and decorating and so forth, should we have a quick look at what we did during last live stream? And I'll also put a link in the top right corner of the screen now so you can go back and check that out. It was a big stream. It did take a long time to do some detailing stuff, and that's how the nature of the beast works. Let's have a look at some of the stuff we did on the live stream. Alright, so as you can see, we did a lot of work down here at the Transport Museum, and a lot of great, cool ideas came from chat while we were doing it live, like the Marina Museum that we've got going on down here with the live rail track right between it. So what we're doing here now, let's start off at this end where we have the actual train museum part. As we fly in here, we'll get down lower, as you can see here. We implemented this lovely pathway through here. There's little cafeterias. We've even got a Zephyr parked under a nice undercover area where people can go and do a walkthrough of the train. It's just parked there. We also have train washers and train mechanic sections just up the back here where trains can get repaired and so forth. And what we did as we do a little turn here, come on game, turn around, let me move that out of the way. So this is actually a station that we put down to actually store a lot of locomotives through the eras of different heritage and different time frames, just as a bit of a walkthrough area. And I'll show you a couple of little things, but we basically put the door at the end there, has the ability like a big roller door where it can roll off and the trains can be pulled out and changed around if they need to, or serviced or maintenanced or whatever they need to do. But I thought this was kind of a cool little nod to all the trains that we had in the game, and just it adds a little bit of flavor to the map, something a little bit different that we haven't done before. So yes, this is, oh, thank autosave. There's autosave while we're doing this little video camera thing. Brilliant. Anyway, it comes out here. You can see a car rolling around there. We do have Ubers that drop people off at the front door. We've got some staff car park just there, as you can see, and then some regular car park for people that might want to drive here. We then have the bus section straight ahead that you can see up straight left. Now the bus section isn't sorted out and fleshed out properly yet. I don't have a section for trucks that I want to do, but you can see us fly back down to the Maritime Museum sort of section through here as well, which incorporates it. You can actually connect and walk through to the train station, and from the train station through to the museum from here. So it's all connected via paths for the people. To the left, it's just sort of fading out of shot, is our actual tram depot. And then we've just got the car park down here that we put in for the train station also. So while it doesn't seem like a lot, it did take us 6 hours of a stream to put in there. A lot of laughs, a lot of fun. But you can see that tram site just there to the right as it sort of pauses. We can have a bit of a look at it. Let's have a look at it. Let's have a look at around ourselves. So this is the tram site here for the tram depot and the tram yard, where we're going to have maintenance stations and trams parked in here and so forth. And we've left a little bit of a path walkway through there for them. But yes, all this docks and stuff, people can actually physically walk all the way down here. There's even a replica lighthouse that's been put in. We've got factory sections for the museum. You could imagine that all through these buildings would be maritime museum stuff, I guess, anchors and bollards and history about ships. And you could just imagine what a sort of maritime museum would have in it. But we do have a bridge here where people can actually physically walk all the way through if they need to, and it does connect up back down here. So everywhere is connected for people to walk if they deem to. And then I did put a trigger point down here for tourists to basically come down here. If we go back to here, make sure we're playing. Oh, there's a person walking through the garden, and they're not supposed to. Okay, it's a little bit off, but whatever. It does work. You can see people do come down the path here. They're coming down the path as they come. All right. Anyway, it's a bit of fun. It's just it's something we're going to keep adding to over time, and obviously it's only one very small corner of this whole place that needs to be decorated. A lot of work has to happen down here, as we know. So we'll periodically just keep moving in and doing some work, but it's starting to come along down here and starts to look really good. And we've got, so you can see our trains still roll through this section, and they still do work. Speaking of that, should we get on with what we're doing today? Yes, Lost Isles is demanding more and more products because we are starting to... Actually, we're not really sending them much of what we've already started, have we? But it's a start. Okay, it's a start. You've got to, it's all about supply and demand. Supply them and make them demand more. Okay, some sort of business philosophy that a lot of companies take these days, which is quite annoying. Not enough supply, maximum demand. All right, we're going to work on food and fuel today, which these guys just requested fuel before the episode started today. So let's look at that. Well, we do have a lovely big Craggy Crater farm over here that we can be working with some kind of food production company. We do also have Craggy Crater Farm 2 over here. What we don't, and we got a farm here. What we don't have is the ability to process said food. This Cliffside farm actually transports over to there, so we're going to leave that, do that. I'm just beginning to wonder, right, so we've got the Sainsbury food processing plant down here, and we have our Morrison's one that we put in a long time ago, which still cranking along very nicely. Now these guys look after a lot of this area over here, so I kind of don't want to export a lot of our grain and produce over to here. What I'd like to do is I'd like to take, as much as it doesn't matter, I'd like to say, hey, can I remove some money and build my own food processing plant? This is a thing that I'd love this feature in Transport Fever 3, even though I don't think it'll be a thing, where we can actually buy our own production companies. Now, if we're going to buy a food processing plant, right, I'm not going to put it in here and make it easy for myself as much as that would be. What I'm going to do, I think we're going to put it down this end. As silly as that sounds, hear me out, because a few episodes ago, I mentioned that we will be building another one of these sort of depot yards or cargo freight terminals, not terminals, but distribution centers. We would be building one down this end near here, either in this spot or up here is probably the best spot out of New Haven, is probably a good sort of centralized location, because then you can truck and maybe even shunting trains to certain places as required. And we can get a nice train line that sort of feeds and loops in and around up here. So I think New Haven is our site. I think New Haven will get the food processing plant, and I think that makes a lot of sense for New Haven to do that sort of work for us, because they are going to be the second distribution center in this place. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to firstly just have a look at New Haven here and just see where it's right. So its industrial section is out to the back here, which actually kind of suits us more. So what I'm going to do here first, I'm going to earmark and basically gorge I use the word gorge, but we're going to basically carve out a section for our distribution center, and I'm going to mark it with rail tracks and road right now. So this is something we're going to have to periodically work on over time as well. Let's get that brush up. I'll just use that one using the flat tool. I'm going to go off this road here. Seems like the thing to do. So that's our road. And so this is it. This is our distribution area that we're marking out. I should probably get rid of some trees and rocks and stuff just to make my life a little bit easier through here. We can always put them back. It's no drama. We might even use a little bit more down this way and sort of incorporate Marvel, and it will maybe give us a bit of a sort of a connection point between Marvel and New Haven, and I think that's the way to go. All right, so this seems like a nice big sort of area down and around here that we can work with. Right, so we're going to go like that. And it's going to plateau up the top here. And I actually don't mind that it plateaus up the top there. We're just going to grate all this away. I'm going to leave some of the mountain there as she comes. Just get rid of those for me. Now we'll take it to the roads like that. We can always put the land back as we need it, reconstitute the land as we see fit later on. Right, I'm going to take you to there if I can. Right, now I know that looks kind of silly the way that's been carved away. It is what it is. We will sort it out later, but this is the new site for our distribution center up there. Let's go ahead now. I apologize to you guys here, but I want to take your street out just for a second. And we're going to now use rail to sort this out. So give me that. Don't give me the catenary at the moment. Right, so I'm basically going to say, actually. Now this, like when I do any of these, as you all are well aware, it does change over time. You know, we just get the basics in now, and then we just sort of fix stuff up as we go. So, for instance, I want that. I think a 60 bend is more than enough there. So this is just to get a sort of rough outlying plan put in place for this area. It does go down to 50 there, but it's subject to change anyway. Like I said. Subject to change, so we'll get that in there. And we probably will have to get this functioning in some way or another today. Okay, so it looks like a racetrack. It looks like a really basic racing track, which is fine. Okay. Now notice I haven't put in any train stations yet either, or depots or anything. This is purely just to say, hey, New Haven, hey, Marvel, we're moving in. We're moving in, guys. How good would it be if we could actually get some sneaky trains to come out and around here too? And we could get some really intricate, cool looking shunting lines in and around all of this area, but we won't. Now, this being already an oil refinery. We've got a mine over here that's going to have to be painted in. I would pop one in today, but we've already got so much I want to get done that I don't want to detract from what we're doing today. So we look like we've got an area here which might actually be kind of really good, even though the AI is going to actually have to push this way to build, up here and down this way to build. But I kind of want to put this into a little bit of an industrial park down here. So let's get our road section here and let's actually get ourselves a little bit of a zone in here. Now, I think what we need to do is probably get a hold of our leveling tool and do a little bit more grading as it would be. Yeah, and we'll grade it to, because it is an industrial park, so we've got to imagine that man has moved in. Man has I'm trying to think of the old Ian thingy out of Jurassic Park where he says
God creates dinosaurs. God destroys dinosaurs. God creates man. Man destroys God. Man creates dinosaurs.
Man dies. Something like that. I was trying to think of something sort of saying like that. Man moves into industrial area. Man flattens industrial area. Man blows self up in industrial area.
Woman inherits the earth.
Right, this is our industrial park. Okay. God. Oh, ham. Now, I'm going to get a road from there straight through here. Makes a little bit of sense to me. Doesn't have to. Well, would you like it straight? Yeah. What are you doing? I'm trying to. Well, actually, I wanted to go off this one, to be honest. And I'm just gonna. You know what? I'm just gonna build that anyway. That's fine. That road should probably get an upgrade as to that one with the industrial park. Probably the AI is going to try and take over these roads. I could put them as player roads, but I'm probably not going to be too concerned if the AI wants to build down in here, to be honest. Yeah, that's better. That's what I want there. And you know what? I was thinking... Oh, I will, actually. I was thinking about not doing that, but I will do it. Do you want to give them a leg out to say, hey, you can join there if you want eventually. Now, let's go ahead and put our food processing works down in here, shall we? Yes, we shall. It's a lot bigger than I thought. Okay, let's go ahead. Auto upgrade on. Yeah, I don't want to change any of that sort of stuff. Right, we're going to need to decorate this at some point too. How do you want to display it? Probably that direction, please. I'm actually thinking about doing something a little bit different with this corner now. And giving these guys a little bit more room so we can decorate some lovely stuff there. And just, if we just do that, we get ourselves a nice bit of shape for this building. Now, you've got... I don't think it matters that it's crooked because I will be doing... Look, just to show you once more what we did some lovely work. You can go back and check those episodes out when we built these. And we gave them their own little, like, farm sections as well. And put up some signs. And so this is the Morrison's factory that we've got. We probably need to go back and do a little bit more work on them. But I've basically... put a heap of like farm area in here outside Luna Bay Cove, and then obviously the Sainsbury yard here. It's got actually a little tram depot at the back here too. There's a little tram depot there, but the Sainsbury's out here, not as big, but they still do have, you know, a lot of factory stuff going on down here. But so it'll be a little bit of something like this going on, right? Over here, just to bring the decoration in line. Okay. So we've got all this area to play, which is actually quite good. For the time being, let's just get your little drive section here. Bit of a connection. Like that, please. Yep. Cool. Got it good. Right, that's fine. And we've got to actually decide if this is going to be our new Morrison's or Sainsbury's. So in the comments section down below, would you like to see a new Morrison's or Sainsbury's just here? I'll leave it up to chat for you guys to decide. All right. I don't know why I went into, I'll leave it for you to decide one way or another. I don't know why I had to say it like that. It's looking like it makes sense for us to have a bit of a train station here, right? I mean, it does. So we're going to go ahead and plop in a nice big station. A big station. Buildings-wise. Wouldn't it be lovely? Now we do have we do have the modded ones, don't we? Cement transfer depot. We don't necessarily want that. Now, it doesn't matter what they say. It matters about how we can make these things look. This is a nuclear flask transfer. Okay. I like the look of these. Let's pick one here that's going to look really good for this, for what we want. So this is a oil fuel terminal. We might, you know what? I don't want terminal though, do we? Terminus, no. We need you to go straight through. Can I get the track length to be 200? I might go ahead and put in a few different types of stations in here. How does that sound? Right. I think that sounds like an absolutely great idea. So we might actually, because we're going to have to do fuel down here as well. So let's go ahead and just plug you in here. This might be all subject to change a little bit too as we go. We've got the cement transfer yard. Include perimeter fence, electric track, no. Now, are you a straight through? You look terminus also. I wonder if that should be something like that sits on the inside here. Like if we did something like that, right? You won't connect there. Yeah. That's it. That is, so it terminates there, which is totally fine. Then it comes back out through there. I don't think we want to do it like that. I think what we want to do is get our track. Now there is a road there also. I think we want to get our track. This is the part in the game where it's all going to become I don't want that either. Subject to change, right? It's all going to change over time. Rail. How are you going to go if I can do that? Pretty good. But I want you to come square off there, please. Yeah, that's better. Which means you'll get a square off there. That's where we're going to move that to. So we'll, in fact, it could just actually sit alongside that. So building wise, it could sit right there. All right, that's going to be that one. It means that we're going to be able to slip a bit of track. I left it too tight through there, didn't I? Okay, not to worry. We'll move it again, but we'll move it to this side. Okay, one more move. Because it does terminate, it can actually sit on that one, right? And then we can get our tracks down the side here brilliantly. And does that, yeah, that's kind of good. I like it. I love it, in fact. All right, great model. So that's the cement factory bit there. So we've got a bit of through and through, right, that can go down that way. We also have the ability to throw in some regular track too, I think, but we do have a large scrapyard here, which I love the look of this. That's a smaller one. I love this large scrapyard. How do you feel about that? That's terminating there. Could you potentially run a bit of track? Isn't it fun when we can lay out sort of cool stuff like this? What if you did that? Put the scrapyard in like that. I was thinking, look, for the time being, I'll probably just do that. And that. Just for the time being. But I potentially might take these out and around this way. This little scrapyard. Yeah, that's kind of cool. And we can get like a bit of a tip-looking scrapyard section just here as well. Okay, so that's done there. I do want to put in just a regular... Oh, look at these. That's more cement plant, isn't it? Oh man, it's so cool looking. I just want to get them all in. How would we go about fitting this one in? It could probably sit over this side, you know, and we could have it as a drive-through. It may not even be used as a station. Does it have terminus? No. Right, let's try and put this in over here. And it might be a section where we can just drive trains through, and how fun would that be? So that's where the train comes through that side. There's a road connection out there too. Did you want to flip it maybe? No. I actually want to have it this side. And we can get a little road connection on the outside here. Right, so the trains can come through. Yeah, okay, sweet. They can roll through this way, which I think will look really good. Sorry, I need to turn my speakers off. Got a headset on and speakers. Right, so we do have the ability to get 2 trains through here as well, by the way, if we ever needed to. I think that's just a little bit of fun, yeah? In fact, this is kind of what I was thinking, right? So let's just say in the middle here, we might have something like that. Yeah, I thought so. So that's where we're taking you to there. Yeah, okay. We'll see if we can get this connected. Don't you love when Ham just goes off on a tangent? What about getting food and fuel to Lost Isles? Yeah, but what about just having some fun playing the game? Yeah, something like that is all I was thinking. That's all I was thinking. And then you could probably even spin it so the line can actually come back around this way also. You know, something like that. I don't know. We got a lot of options to play with stuff here that we don't need to worry about. What we don't need to worry about here is putting in a rail yard, as to say, so we don't need to purchase trains from this area. This can just purely be our industrial hub. Hubba bubba. Now, cool. And then we've got the ability to flesh a lot of cool stuff out here. Let's get into this a little bit more. Yeah. Train station, Ham. That's ships. I know you love doing ship stuff, but get back to what you're doing. Yeah, what I'm doing is just adding more and more buildings in because I'm having a friggin' good time with it. Will that fit, here? Yeah, look, I know it seems ridiculous that we might be putting all these in, but they will have purpose, and the cool thing about them is they can all be linked up via roads too, so I can actually make that bend there a little bit better for us. Right, just another reason to drive some trains through the area as well. No biggie. That will go there. We've got a lot of these road connections we can hook up. Yeah, cool. Yeah, nice. And then last but not least, just a regular train yard. This one. But I want at least 4 at 320. Just don't give me catenary because I'm going to have to switch out those trains anyway. All right, and then look, you could just plug in. If I plug you in like that, it means I can get another connection of rail. Like that. However, would you like to follow? Would you like to follow? Like that? Yep. And yes, would be the answer there. Right, so that can go through that way, which means that can go into there. Do we want to do this though? Do I want to take a line out the side here? Like that? Yeah, I think we do. I'll have you do that. And I'll just have you slot into there. And then we can do some other stuff in here. Maybe I'll even park some trains down in there as well. Now, the other cool thing is if we're going to be bringing in trains from outside areas, maybe we can rattle down the old main line here and we can squeeze off the main line. So let's look at a connection point here. So we've already got a bypass that goes that way. We're looking at bringing trains that way. Before the time, yeah, that's fine. Or yeah, I think we're going to need to bring it that way because I'm going to want to get it actually like that. So if we're looking at something like that, I feel like that could definitely be a bridge, right? It would actually just be like that coming in there. Right. Now, at what point are you going to say, hey, I'll allow this bridge? Or are you you're just going to be difficult about it, aren't you? Let's just say we're going to have you there. What I can do with this road, let's go ahead and take this just down ever so slightly. So let's go off this height. I keep doing a right click. It's funny because when you work in City Skylines too, we've been doing some City Skylines live streams. But if you want to work on us and keep a terrain flat, you right click on it and then it will always just flatten to that terrain level that you've right clicked on. So I find myself doing that sometimes here also. Okay, what I might actually do is just now. Okay, hang on. Let's put this in first because now we should get a bridge. Yeah, okay, we can put the road in later. Road later, bridge now, and you're doing funny stuff here. Let's game's not liking that. Right. So that's your little connection point. If I just give that to you, we can put the bridge in after. Okay. I'll probably just actually. I don't want that much bridge though, to be honest. But it will help by diverting traffic through there. There is a bit of a water puddle. Why don't you make it an actual water feature through here then? You're going to do it. May as well do it properly, yeah? Sure, okay. Why not? Okay, we've established ourselves a little bit of a water feature. Fun. Okay. Streets. Give me the town streets, that one. We'll go around said pond. How do you want to do that? Oh, something like that, I guess. I'm sure that the AI will decide to change things around eventually. In fact, that looks just terrible going in like that. You would probably just do something like that. You would probably do something like that. Get a nice swoop de loop on there. Probably this street goes now, and that building goes, and this plugs into there. Now, with the added benefit of obviously being able to do something like that out that way, I guess. But I'll leave that to the game itself. Do we want to run maybe something like that in there? I don't mind it. I don't love it either. Sometimes, sometimes I just love a concrete bridge. Oh, now I like that. It's got a very modern... Oh, I like it. I think I'm going to leave... We'll leave that with the chance to potentially change it. Yeah. Think about... We'll get this... Actually, we'll get this all decorated up nicely and make it look really good eventually. And I think that that's a good thing. Right. Now, a couple of things. We do have the possibility to send the train back out this way as well. So what I'm going to do, this is not a definite, but I'm going to give the option for us to be able to potentially churn back time. Bit of sure if I could churn back time. If I'm going to bring you out that way, potentially we'll have a road bridge, you know, go through that way. You might have to change how your tunnel works then. I think we can get a bit of a road bridge through there. I might, in fact, bring you like that. Like I said, everything's subject to change. Nothing is set in stone, especially when we do live streams. When we do live streams, you guys come in with some really fantastic ideas on how we can, how I can sort of fix stuff as well that I've implemented, and I really love that aspect of the live streams when we play them. So if you get ever the chance and you see that I've got a live stream coming up, I try and do a live stream of Transport Fever weekly. So make sure you are subscribed. And this is, I know that's every content creator says that, but honestly, if you want to catch a live stream and have your say and your input into the game, I highly recommend just make sure you've got that bell notification turned on, so you can come and give some ideas and have your say. And it's really cool because whenever I post this map to go live on Steam for you to grab and have a look at the end, you can say, hey, that was my friggin' idea. That was my friggin' idea that Ham stole. No. Sort of. All right. You can see what I'm trying to do here. Maybe, potentially, I'll just go with a crossing. And I'm not gonna, because I don't want to fight it too much, to be honest. It's causing me to fight it. I don't really want to. Yeah, and basically go back to Country Road 2, please, Ham. Right, as long as you don't do evil things to my... No, you don't. Oh my gosh, but you do evil things there, don't you? Okay, that's better. That looks a lot better. And then up here, we'll we'll switch back to the crappy old road, and we'll get a connection like that going up there, and then I can sort of reconstitute that land later on. But that should be all fine through there now, right? So Site B is what we're calling this at the moment. Site B is underway. Now, I'm thinking about also trying to get the trains to talk to this. You know when we said we want to get fuel and food over to here? I can also play it one times. Is that still the plan today? Yeah. Why do you think we're doing this? Why do you think we're doing all of this today? It just means it's going to take a couple of episodes to get stuff done. If you want things done properly, Ham, you got to have some planning in place, buddy. You got to have some planning in place. What if I want to bring 2 lines down in here? We have to do some forward thinking here now. We can either come around... Oh man, this is actually... Yeah, because all this is going to be changing too, like I've mentioned plenty of times. All this is changing because that's horrible. How would you work on getting past this? Because we can somehow maybe incorporate this. This can probably move to in here now. And we can utilize trucks eventually. Yeah, unfortunately, that's the line that goes there. We've got this line here. We've got a connection point down to there. It would mean that we're rattling... Kaboom. Would mean that we're rattling trains through here that I probably don't want to. So maybe we keep it running on the outside here up this section of main line and around that. It's a long way to go. But I think until we get this locked down, which might have to be a live stream thing where I get your ideas and implementations. I know what I can do here, but I kind of want to okay, two things. I know what I'm going to do with this and how to incorporate it here and get it talked to there with just trucks, right? Which is totally fine. We can still ship stuff and do whatever. It just means this line comes down into this factory and we use the cement factory, which is probably a cool idea. All right, so that's fine. We can incorporate that easy, but I'd like to hear your ideas as well, and maybe you've got a better thought on what are you talking about? Oh yeah, okay, right. Don't worry about that. Go away. Yeah, so I'd like to hear your thoughts potentially on that also. So just FYI. Right. Hey mate. Hey mate. How do you feel about that? You don't. You don't feel about that at all. Right, well it is sort of a train line to nowhere. Let's get the rest of these lines hooked up and in, and we can figure that other stuff out later. Can I have you, so you're going to come around there and get a nice straight swoop on? Like that. And your buddy can hook up like that too, because we don't know yet how many lines we're going to run through here. Potentially a lot more. Well, we've got that one there also, which will swoop around the back there like that. And probably be heading off that direction like we said. So at the moment, what we'll do is we'll have you do two things. We'll have you go like that on the bend. And we'll have you do that, right? Off the bend. Just so we know that that is a thing we're going to be putting in later. So we could write ourselves a little note here, but I already know what that's going to be. I could just write a little outside connection point there. We'll leave it at that. We've got outside connections there. So let's just make sure for today we can get a train in here. It can loop around and it can depart. And that's all we need that to do. Okay. Next, let's get some connection points to and from. Oops, not like that. We have to retain all that. So let's get some connection points to and from up here from all these stations. I would love to run a road like that, actually. But you're not going to let me connect up to that, are you? What about if I use a... Oh, I've also... Also, that's just no good. Maybe now is the time... bugger. Yeah, I've probably put these a little too close. How do you feel about that? Your line is all skew fam. It doesn't marry up. Does it marry up now? Okay, let's have a look at that now, please. Yeah, that's better. Okay, give me that one. Yeah, just wait for the autosave. And it'll pop back in. Okay, yeah, that's looking a little bit more slick. Slick. If I want to run a road down the middle there, I don't need to. There's no need for a road down there. It'll be purely only for looks, right? And literally purely just for looks. It's not going to connect in there at all. But we can just do that. Just to have it as a looks thing. And potentially we can do something like that. No, we can't. Well, actually, we can. Actually, we can. But you're not going to get a nice connection off there, are you? Ooh. How would we? No. As much as I would want that, I don't. I won't. I can't. So I won't. We'll probably have a connection point just back here then, and that be that. Right, just something like that. Nice and easy. This, however, maybe we will turn that into here. And we can turn a road out of here. No, we can't. Either way, we're still going to struggle to get across that road, aren't we? Are you going to allow me to do that? No. What if you, take out that. Is there any possibility? Yes. Good. Right. There is a possibility. Excellent. So this means, this is exactly what I want. Do we now want to hook up this? I tell you what, bring this up here for me. How we feel about 2 lines running there? I think we're okay about that. Let's do something like that, please. Let's get you up on a curve. Oh, yeah. I thought about bringing a road that way too, but I think we don't need to do that. I think we just need to plug you straight into there now. You do have a funny little driveway lip, but that's not too bad. What I'd like to do out the back here, I don't know if it's going to fit in, but when it comes to our buildings, I wanted to get our big warehouse up in here. Now, to get this to talk to everything will probably be one of the most complex things to do. If I just go ahead and build that anyway, no, that's going to be hopeless. Tough. Why don't we implement the same thing we did just here? Oh, my washing's finished. How excitement. Right, we just do the same little trick. Right, just down like that. Excuse me, can you get out of the way? I know that you want new cargo and stuff, but don't care. Right, let's build that anyway if we can. Right, good. Do we have... Alright, this still might be kind of tricky, but we might be close enough here. Right, so what we want to do, we're going to spin you this way. Plop you in there. I can customize this later, right? We'll customize it later. Don't worry about it now. Then, if I do something like that, see that, this is why everything's subject to change, because we might end up changing that rail through there. Right, do you have... You talk to that one. To get you to talk to this one, let's have a look here. I could probably have a loading bay. We can get a little tickle a bit of road there. Be nice if I could have it right there. But if we, like say, we put that there, right? We can go underneath. We live underneath the... here's a plan. It makes me happy when Hank barks. I just love hearing how loud he is and distracting that can be. All right. Build that. What are we at? Oh my gosh. We've been to work. Okay. Well, actually, that gives us a little path connection point into the road there. Will that do it? Okay, that talks to that now, which is fantastic, right? But we can do something better there. But you get what I mean. As long as we can get that talking, I don't mind. Okay. That's talking to that, which is all we need to worry about. Let's have a look at also all the train tracks. Everything has to be detailed as per usual. You know the logistics of it. Let's have. I want to put in a new line here now. So I want you to come into here for me at probably. Let's say at 3. I want you to come into 3, right? Zero that out. Now, I'm gonna make. Oh, yeah, we're gonna have to force you to go one way, but I want you to come down into. Now, this is interesting because we want to be taking grain out of here and sending food back, right? Now, we're not going to have this line working today. Here's the caveat, though. We're going to do a track right on it. It'll cost us money. We won't earn money, but next time we play, we can implement it properly. We can put the line in, the food, get the grain delivered. But today I want to do the train in and do the track ride, see just how this works, right? So we might even just ride on a locomotive. Now, do I want to bring it into this train station? It's going to have to come in this way. Or do we want to start utilizing this one, which we don't have any truck drop off to, so I assume maybe it has to be this one. Can I just, if I bring it into here, but I want you to come in on that one, right? Which is going to actually start bringing it past through here, which is what I wanted, which is fantastic. And then the only tricky bit, no, actually, it then has to come back out, and it has to head back out this way. So, this line's going to be very, very busy. We come up this way. Oh, troubleshooting. How good is it? We keep following this direction. At some point here, I will tell it that it needs to... oh, I know. I know what the issue is. We need to switch you. Although, do we? Yeah. So we need to switch you onto the cargo line. Ah. Well, you come around this way. Yeah, okay, we've put our switch points down in here. Right, figure the point, figure the problem. We don't have the ability to have a switch line from here. So why don't we follow suit here? Like that. And we'll just simply follow the junctions that we've got here to put in our nice... merger. You'll allow a merger there. That's kind of no good. I need you to not... No, I've slipped you onto the wrong one. Hang on a minute. Before you go upset everyone, hang on, just think about this for a sec. Ham? If we want to get to this track from that one, we're simply going to have to do something like this. We have to put in a big merger like that. Which I didn't really want to do, if I'm at all being honest. We've got this middle track here, right, which I've set up to be one way only. That's half the trouble down there. Right, if I do that, aha, yeah, instantly fixed it. Right, which means, right, we found the problem. We don't need this. because now it should actually... Can I paint you... give me this color for a second, please, because I need to see what's... Oh, that's no better. I need to have a color here where I can see what's going on compared to all these ones. Right. Yellow is probably appropriate anyway, because it is going to be a... site A... Site... Bravo. Site Alpha, Site Bravo, test line. Okay. So let's actually have a look at that. It doesn't switch over now, which is totally fine, which is the reason why it wasn't working. Okay, it then comes down here and does its thing. Where does it split off? It splits off and goes down here for us. It then rattles through this way. This is what I wanted it to do. It then comes down here. It then will rattle up around here, but I don't love this bit of line, so... Excuse me, big walloping train there. Yep, it's going to break. Actually, I don't think it is going to break it, is it? No, it just switches. Yeah. All right, so that's perfect. So then it comes around here. Damn it. Can I actually just have you for a sec? Manage that line. I just want to manage that line only. Right, so it comes around here, stops. It then goes back out, crosses over, heads out that direction. You can just see a little bit of faint yellow through here and heads back up. Hooray! All right, let's go ahead and purchase ourselves a little testing train for that today. And then next time out, we can look at hooking up all the food lines and such and stuff for it, so we can start implementing food, fuel, and we can start exporting stuff down to that end of the map too, and start really ramping things up in the middle island here. It's all a bit of ebb and flow, a bit of tug of war, and a bit of jiggery pokery to get it all working, talking, and everything we're doing. Right. The cool thing is, the main thing, and I know this sounds a bit, I'm going to use the word vain, but I really wanted some trains starting to roll through this little section here past the museum and stuff, just to get some flavor, some train flavor coming in and action through this part of the museum. So while it's a bit of an ego thing to have that, it's also going to have purpose. All right, we want to make sure it has purpose. Okay, so let's have a look at, we just want a, I mean, that seems fun, but we're not going to do that either. Just give me a diesel, Ham. Just let's go with this thing. It's expensive, but whatever. Let's color it, our testing color train. We'll make it yellow. Ooh, let's not make it that yellow. Let's make it that yellow. Oh, yeah. Okay, buy that. Set you on testing... what is it? Site A, Site Bravo, test line. Okay, where are you? Where are you coming out of? Yeah, here we go. We're just literally going with the locomotive today. How fun is that? Train 72. We'll call it the test. Welcome aboard the most expensive test train getting around. Oh, look at this. It's brilliant as it rolls through the yard. we should have put one carriage on it or something, shouldn't we, for a test. Seems a bit of a waste. It almost makes me, you know what? Because I've never used it, I'm going to add, can I just, that's the car transport. This here, if I add that, it drops us down to, that's 15 clicks, that's 15 clicks. It drops our speed down dramatically if we utilize these. This only does 100. And while I'd like to add it, if we added that, you get this cool, should we just do it anyway? Because why not? It's a bit of fun. Oh, that's a bit of fun, yeah? Look at that. How fun. Right, we're only going to do 100 maximum. But I'm all about it. It's definitely overkill for a testing train, but whatever. Okay, gang. I hope you've enjoyed today. We'll be back with plenty more. Make sure you do subscribe and stay up to date with the bell notification so you can know when we do go live. Hey, buddy, you're gonna... Oh, we're just going to overtake you. Oh, this is superb train action down here. Look at this. We're just going to take out all the poles, all the we're going to take out all the electrification with our train thing here, but whatever. We don't care. We don't care. All right, gang. That's it for me today. Enjoy this little track ride down there, and stay safe. Stay glued to your screen for plenty more fun and games. I'm not gonna chew your ear off today. Stay safe, stay glued to your screen, and as always, get out of here.